What is going on YouTube? So in this video, we're going over how to trade options on Robinhood as a beginner. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Thomas. On this channel, we talk about carving our own path to financial freedom. So make sure you jump down, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, turn that button blue. And if you comment down below, you're going to get entered into a comment giveaway where I'm going to be shouting out at least 3 people come the end of January. So make sure you comment down below. And you can really just do up to 1. You can comment as many times as you want, but I'm only going to count 1 per video. So we're going to go over options trading on Robinhood as a beginner. I have done this. This is kind of where I got started when it comes to my trading journey. And you guys, if you are interested in finding out more, make sure to subscribe, because every Saturday, and sometimes even more often, I'll put up updates on my trading, but every single Saturday is a weekly trading update where I go over the trades I made for that week, profit, losses, things I've learned. And so hopefully that's of value to you. So really quick, what is Robinhood? Robinhood was actually one of the first free trading brokers out there. So it came across as a very simple to use platform. It was an app where you could trade for free. And since then, all the brokers, all the major US brokers have now turned over to a free trading platform or no trading fee structure in their trading. So before you had to pay commissions, many places were like $5, $6, $7 per trade. So when you're thinking about it, if you're trading with a little bit of money, does that really make sense? Are you going to buy a stock for $15, but then also pay a $5 commission? And when you buy it and then when you sell it, the same thing. If the stock was up, a few bucks, that's a pretty nice percentage gain. However, at the same time, you're going to end up losing money, because to buy and sell, it's going to cost you $5 round, or $5 one way, $10 round trip if you did it that way. So Robinhood was a big game changer when it came to that, and so that was really cool. But since then, other brokers have come in and tried to outdo each other. Everyone's trying to outdo each other. But Robinhood still offers the same platform, same trading, and they've offered options trading for a while now. And so I want to go over the options trading. I want to make sure you guys understand what it is. It's a great way as a beginner to leverage a smaller amount of money to make larger gains. At the same time, though, it is also very risky. So I want to hopefully cover some of the strategies that I've kind of learned, also some of the things I've learned, mistakes that I've made trading options myself. I've had the big wins. I've also had the big losses. So you guys can even go back and probably find those on the channel. I have all those videos out there already. So really quick, so what is options trading? Essentially, you're betting in a sense, okay, on if a stock price will be going up or down. Now, there's all more in-depth advanced strategies behind trading options, but a call, which I'll go into more depth and we'll show you everything. A call essentially is you're saying the stock's going to go up, and a put is the stock's going to go down. And so you buy these contracts, and if the stock price goes up and you bought a call, generally your call option or your contracts will go up in value, which means you'll make money. Now, same thing with a put on the reverse side. If the stock price goes down and you have a put and you purchase a put, you're generally going to make money. However, there are some things that will make this happen, or that will not allow this to happen, in terms of time and other factors that go into this. So I want to make sure I cover that, because just so someone who's just starting, if they buy a call and the stock price goes up and they end up, their option doesn't go up in value, or they actually lose money, I want to make sure you understand why that's happening, so you don't make that mistake, and so you're ready for that before that happens, before you kind of learn the hard way. So let's jump into my computer right now and go over how this stuff works, how the platform works, and all this information. All right, so here we are inside of my computer, inside of my Robinhood account, which now only has $300. I've yet to see what I'm going to do with this account. Now, of course, by the time you're watching this video, I might have made some changes. Who knows what I'm going to do? But if you guys are following along, I've been adding a lot more money to Webull, or I took a lot of money out of Robinhood and put it into Webull. And Webull is kind of my preferred platform of trading actively right now, in terms of day trading and swing trading the stocks I trade, just because of the time frame features that it allows. We're going to look into Robinhood here. I have traded on here before. You guys can go back and watch some videos. This is the web platform, so essentially it's like the web beta platform. It's very similar to the app, so if you have the app on your phone, don't worry, you can do the same thing there. There'll be some little minor differences, but everything's going to be pretty much the same. So hopefully you guys can see it better on this platform rather than me trying to show you guys on the app, which may make it a little harder to see and harder to understand. So really quick, how to find options to trade? Well, let's actually use Tesla as an example, because I have it up here in my watch list. Now, you can create these watch lists inside Robinhood, which is pretty cool. You can, I have probably way too many stocks in here. I think what also happens when you trade a stock, it also just gets added to your watch list automatically, which you can probably edit that if you want. I'm going to leave that there for now. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really affect me too much. I also do get updates whenever these stocks go up and down. Certain percentages, Robinhood will notify me, and I'm sure you can change those settings as well. So if we go into Tesla right here, it's going to be really simple to see how this stuff works, and I think that's really, really beneficial to you. So of course we have the chart down below. low. You can go up to 5 years out and see how Tesla has performed, especially over the past year. We had this big dip, come late spring, early summer, and it's been recovering since then. So that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. We're under $200, but right here is where it says trade Tesla options. Now, at the time I'm filming this, the screen or the background is dark, which I believe means that the markets are closed, where it's after hours trading has ended, so you cannot trade on Robinhood anymore. You can of course trade crypto. Don't quote me on that one exactly. I'm not sure when the colors change. I'm not sure if it's like a time thing or whatnot, but we can trade options right here, and options cannot be traded outside of the regular trading hour. So what are those regular trading hours? 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to trade options beforehand or afterwards, you cannot do that. So we click on this button here. Of course, before that, you can buy Tesla, just buy shares. But the reason you're going to want to buy options is because I'll explain what that actually means. And you have the option to buy a certain amount of shares. So let's go through this, and then we'll hopefully make everything make sense as we start going through some examples here. So what Robinhood does really nicely is they have a share price written out here, or it's shown right here, and then it has, these are the strike prices. It gives you a break even, which is generally a break even by the expiration date. That doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to be a break even overall on a certain trade, because what I'm going to explain to you, hopefully you'll understand as we get into that. So it goes over a couple different things. The change of price here on the right side is the most important thing, and generally Tesla is a very volatile stock, so these are going to be more expensive. Now we can show you guys another example with another stock as well, but these are going to be more expensive. Okay, so what does that mean? This is what you're doing here when you're trading options, is you're just playing with the contract value. So the contract value, right, what you're really buying is you're buying a 340 contract. The strike price essentially is your contract, okay? And you're buying a 340 contract, and what that's going to do is going to cost you $4.70. So pretty much what has to happen here, and this is actually an expiration date of December 13th. In this, let's actually use a better expiration. Let's use February 20 or 21st, just to make things very easy to see. So now things are a lot more expensive, but the same thing will apply in any time frame. We'll just explain it here with February 21st, 2020 expiration date. So Tesla, this option is going to cost you $28.28, okay, for the 340 strike price. Okay, so what does that mean? Tesla has to get above 340 for this actually to execute. Now, you don't want to be on the end of an executing option, which means the option expires on this date. So on February 21st, the option expires and you still own it. Now, Robinhood, what they do, which is really, really cool and really nice, is they're going to automatically sell this like an hour or two before the market closes if you don't have the sufficient funds for this actually to execute. So what does that mean? So let's take a click on this right here. You're buying, what you're doing here is you're buying the option to buy 100 shares, okay? And you're buying the option to buy 100 shares at the price of $3 or $340, okay? And so it's going to cost you $28.28. And if you want to buy one contract, what does that actually mean? Though, that's actually $2,800, okay? You have to times this by 100, and that's what's going to get you to where, the actual cost on your end. Now, of course, this is a very, very large example, so we'll go over a very smaller example where things are not going to cost as much money, so you can actually afford this. And I can show you guys how you can really afford this stuff. When you're a beginner, you can start with a lot less money than you think. So for example, that's what it's going to cost. Now, of course, like I said, you have the option to buy 100 shares at that price. Now, the reason why this is going to go up in value if Tesla stock goes up, so let's say Tesla stock pushes up to like $400 close by this time, what does that mean? Well, that means you have the option right now to buy 100 shares at a price of $340, okay? When currently the trading price, the market price, right, is $400. But you have the option, because you bought the contract earlier, you have the option to execute that. If you want to buy 100 shares, you can buy it at $340, and what you can also do is then sell them right away at the market price, because this is what happens when it comes to options trading. So that's the power of options trading, and that's what you're really doing at the end of the day. You're buying the option to buy shares, and the opposite is the put side. It's essentially the option to sell shares at a certain price. So again, here, what you're going to want to have happen is if you were to play these sorry about those notifications here, play the 340 contract. If Tesla stock goes down under $300, this is going to be worth a lot more money, okay? And so that's kind of the idea. And then to break even, it says right here, would be 311. So if Tesla goes to 311, you're going to break even. Now, if Tesla drops under 300, you're going to actually start making money off this play, and then that's kind of the idea. So let's go through another example here. That's just kind of the basic calls and puts. Hopefully that makes sense, and here's how you can execute them. I have the order right here. We can review our order right now. Of course, it's not going to go through because it's not currently, of course, I don't have the buying power, so they're going to say that, I can deposit this much money to place this order. Also, it's not trading hours, so it won't go through anyway. But that's how it is, okay? So that's how you can put your order through here on Robinhood. Now here I have pulled up is Snapchat. Now Snapchat here is actually pretty interesting. So when the stock goes down a certain day, I think this will all come up as red. If it's going to show up green because the stock went down, so these have generally appreciated in value. So that's what you're kind of seeing, the red versus the green here on the Robinhood platform. Now look at this, a 6-cent contract, because we're talking about a stock price that is currently at $14.28, and we're talking about a 15-cent or $15 strike price. So let's put this into our order. Let's add this to our thing, and this is only going to cost, if you want to buy one contract, $6. And so that is the power of options trading, and how you can get started for so little when you're just starting out. So you can even just come in here and buy 10 contracts if you really wanted to. That's going to cost you $60 to get started, and all that has to happen now is if Snapchat goes up and gets close to that $15 price point. Now, of course, we have an expiration date of the 13th of December, which at the time I'm filming this video is only a few days away. So there's a reason as to why these are so cheap, and I'll explain a little more about why that is when we go into the expiration dates and what to kind of watch and what to avoid. Okay, so when it comes to this stuff, if this makes a pretty significant move up, this might go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cents very, very quick. And so what ends up happening? Well, you have now, let's say 10 contracts at $60 total for your max for your investment. All of a sudden, in a day or two, this goes up to 10 cents. Well, now you can sell your contracts for 10 cents, which ends up being $100. So you just made $40 profit in just a few days, and that is the power of options trading when you get that significant move in your direction. Now, what I really want to go over is this expiration date. So, of course, this option, for example, this $15 strike price option here for Snapchat will be worthless. This will expire worthless if the actual price of Snapchat, if the share price does not get to $15, okay? So this will expire worthless if it doesn't get to $15. Now, if it expires or gets to $15.06, you can essentially just sell your contracts back for about 6 cents as you get close to the date. However, if it gets to $15.06 a few days before the actual expiration date, this will probably be worth more money because there's a chance it can continue to keep going up. So that's kind of what that means. When you come down to these break-evens, these strike prices and stuff, know that you have to understand your expiration date to make sense of this. So if you're going to buy something, this is now out of the money. What would be in the money would be some that the stock price, if you're talking about calls, is currently above. So let's say the current price here is $14.28. So $14 strike price and less. These are all in the money, which as of right now, these could execute if we expire. If this expires and the share price ends above $14, these will execute, and these are in the money. They will not expire worthless. They're going to expire at least with some value. These up here have potential to expire worthless if the share price does not go above those numbers or above these strike prices by the end of the week. But at the same time, even if you don't expect that to happen, if you get a decent move in a few days, for example, if today is Monday and I'm expecting Snapchat to move up 50 cents by Thursday, that's going to be potentially your speculation, right? If you think that's going to happen, you can still buy, for example, the $15 contracts, even though it still wouldn't hit $15. These will still push 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cents just because it's going to go up because you're getting closer and it has a chance now, a higher chance to hit that strike price. So that's what people will also do. They'll also play that. But you'll make more money if you predict the move, that if you predict the correct move, but at the same time you also have an in the money play or in the money option, but at the same time that is also going to cost more. So just make sure you understand the difference here. So now I can buy this $13 option right now for, if I can buy, let's say I want to buy one contract, it's going to cost me $126 because of course you times these numbers right here that you see by 100. Now I can probably buy this one right here for $41, which makes a lot more sense. And if Snapchat moves up a little bit, doesn't have to move that much, it moves up, over $14.50, I'm going to make money. And of course, if it happens sooner rather than later, I'll make more money because there's still more time. And the more time you have, that it has more value on the option. So there's a time value, there's like an actual value of the option, but just make sure you understand that time aspect. So like I said, there's a trading hours. You can only trade between 9:30 and 4 p.m. And also what I want to say is there's some other aspects to this that I have learned as myself as well. When it comes to trading these options, you can really day trade them if you want. Now, of course, if you don't have $25,000 in your account, you can only day trade 3 times per 5-day trading period. I have a video on the pattern day trade rule, how do we get around that rule. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can, but that's called the pattern day trade rule. So make sure you have that under control. You know what that means and you don't mess up, because when it comes to that, I think Robinhood might actually limit you from actually doing so, but you could screw yourself by then having your account banned or temporarily banned for like 90 days, or you can't get in, you can't make any trades, or you can't day trade, whatever it is. So there's some restrictions that could happen if you violate the pattern day trade rule. So make sure you know what that is and have a video, like I said, explaining it if you want to learn more. But day trading could be a great way to actually make sure you lock in profit. So for example, if Snapchat makes a solid, if some good news comes out tomorrow, which I want to talk about here in a second as well, and Snapchat makes a monster move up to 15 bucks, if you bought this option right here, it said you bought 10 contracts at 6 cents, and that thing goes up to 30, 40, 50 cents, what you can simply do is just sell it there. It's a day trade that you don't want to technically take a day trade, but if you have no choice, or not if you have no choice, but if you made a massive profit, just sell it. Trust me, just sell it many times in the stock market. Any news that comes out, generally there'll be an overreaction to that news. And when there's an overreaction, that's an opportunity for you to make money, because maybe it'll recorrect and come back down over the next couple of days, or maybe it will keep going. But even if it does keep going, take your money when you have it. Maybe leave 1 or 2 contracts on if you have 10, or if you have 10 or so contracts, and at least take your profits now while you can. But like I said about news can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy. Reason so is because at any time news can come out. And the problem that happens here with not having the extended hours trading is if news comes out, for example, earnings reports, any type of other news about the company, about anything that Trump might tweet out that might have an effect on the stock market and things like that, that can change overnight. And if you don't have the ability to trade during aftermarket and pre-market hours, you're going to be, a victim of whatever the news is. And so sometimes it can be awesome. And I've been on both sides. I had a $1,500 day, and I've also had some sizable losses because of news as well. So it's something to make sure you understand, to take into account, and to be at least aware of before you make your trades. Know if you're going to be holding something overnight, that news can come out, anything can happen tonight, and you will have to adjust that tomorrow. But because you are still holding this position, you have to at least be aware of that. And of course, never jump all in. Once you start making a few bucks here or there off some of these trades, never just jump all in and say, hey, I made a few bucks. I have $2,500 in my account. I'm gonna jump in with $2,500 into this. I'm gonna buy a ton of contracts. For example, I'm gonna buy like 100 contracts, or I'm gonna buy 50 contracts, whatever it is, of Snapchat at the 47 or 41 cent strike price, whatever it was. I'm gonna buy a ton of those, and then what ends up happening is Snapchat has bad news and you get screwed. Even if the pattern was great, you've done all your analysis, your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis, all this stuff. But like I said, if you were to do something like that, and let's say you have a short expiration date, and all of a sudden it makes the wrong move tomorrow, you only have a certain amount of days for it to correct before Friday, before this expires. So another quick thing to note, if you always want to play the safer route, at least go out a couple weeks, sometimes go out 3-4 plus weeks if you're making this trade. Of course, you're gonna have to pay for it. It's gonna cost more money because you're paying for that time and value, but just to be safe, it's not a bad idea. If you're expecting a significant move, this won't matter too much. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys see the value here, and make sure you go back and check out my other trading videos. I have some other options videos. I have some examples of me trading. I have some big wins, some big losses, some things I've learned. So make sure you go back and check those things out. And with that being said, make sure you are subscribed here. Turn that like button blue. And also guys, check out the videos on the side, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.